Welcome to PBT Works here at SMT Connect. Delighted to be joined by Vladimir Sitko. Nice to see you again, Vladimir.
Nice to see you again.
Yeah, so you really apply the science to the art of cleaning. And, you know, some people would say the art of cleaning maybe is not quite so accurate, but you've brought out a couple of new methods for really testing the solids within the system and making sure we have proper cleanliness. It's in 3 stages, so I want to take it slowly and maybe start with the first one, which of course is measuring the soda paste within the solvent.
Exactly, with the first sentence you catch a point. Very much people don't believe the cleaning process because they think there is something not scientific, not very much scientific in the process, and the process is not well controlled. What we are doing, we try to bring exactness, sensing, and simply and user-friendly methods to verify the cleaning quality.
Right.
And the first process of the cleaning is always washing.
Yes.
What we have new, and this is installed already on this machine, is a new sensor which sends the saturation of the cleaning agent. For them, they don't understand what saturation means. This is the amount of flux residues dissolved in the organic portion of the cleaner.
Right.
Everybody understands concentration. This is the amount of cleaner in the water. But we measure the amount of the flux in the organic portion.
Okay, so really what happens is you're washing off the solder paste residues, and they're going down into the emulsion at the bottom of the machine. And you're measuring the concentration of that, because once it reaches full concentration, then the effectiveness of the cleaning is less.
Yes. Once the cleaner is saturated, it doesn't bring this speed of dissolving. So your time which you set for the cleaning might be not sufficient, and if it's oversaturated, it falls out in the first rinse. So even you dissolve the residues, they will deposit again back on the PC board, and the rinsing quality and overall cleaning quality will be not good.
Okay, so is there an alert built into the machine that tells you when these residues are saturated?
Yes, it can be built. It must be tested, because this is for each kind of solvent different.
Different, okay. Okay, so you have to build it for each type of different solvent depending on what you're using. Okay. There was a second stage that you mentioned to measure the cleaning.
Everybody is used to control the conductivity on the rinsing. That's very common.
Yeah.
What we are controlling beside of the conductivity is the organic content of non-ionic residues.
Right.
Well, non-ionic is not exact word. They can be non-ionic or weak ionic. They are not well measurable by conductivity, but they have bad consequences on surface tension if they stay on the surface on the board, and even they can have the consequences in the worsening of the surface insulation resistance after cleaning.
So when you say weak ionic, I mean, what do you really mean by that? You mean that they could be conductive in a way, or they just have an effect, as you say, on the...
Well, in this part we would have go to very deep into the physics.
Okay,
because
well, let's avoid that.
There is something with the electrons and free electrons and not completely free electrons bounded on the molecules.
Okay.
And these are the molecules which are interested for the other sensor, which we sense, and which makes the problems with the surface tension, but also the problems with the leakage currents.
Right.
If you require very high surface resistance on the boards.
Okay. Okay. So how do you check for that? Do you use a visual inspection to do this?
The visual inspection is for us the base of the process building.
Okay.
And so far the components was simple and visible from sides. Everything was straightforward and without any problems. But after the bottom terminated components came, the first was BGA in 2000, the problems came and challenges came. So you have to build a process for something what you don't see. And seeing is believing. That's why we are concentrating on building glass models of the components and PC boards, which are challenging to clean, like double row QFNs or LGA packages. And we can directly see through glass from lower side the results of the wash and the cleaning, how much residue still left. And upon that, we can very fast determine the necessary cleaning time or necessary cleaner concentration. And only after that is finished, we can continue on measuring surface insulation resistance or other parameters. So we have boards which are in the same times transparent and in the same time measurable by surface insulation tests. So they are structures like combs interconnected to the connectors, and they can be put into the moisture chamber for surface insulation test.
Okay, so a customer looking to really qualify his cleaning process would essentially take the most difficult components that's on his assembly and then have them reproduced on the glass substrate that you're talking about.
Yes, for the surface insulation test anyway, that must be dummies which do not have system inside. They have to have virtually unlimited.
But they have to be representative of some of the most difficult components on the board.
So this is a geometrical model, where we very much take on the thickness of the gap under the components and metallization, thickness, and so on.
Okay. So then you put it through a wash cycle, and if it doesn't completely do it, you can do it through 2 or 3 wash cycles.
Yes, if we try to get parameters, then we split the wash time, let's say for small intervals like 5 minutes, 3 minutes, and we repeat these intervals. In between the repetitions, we make the optical inspection, and then we stop at the
when it appears
repeating,
clean.
And we know, okay, it's 5 times 5 minutes, 25 minutes for safety. We take another 5 minutes, and we are on the safe side for the dissolving. And then the rinsing comes, and for that is this surface insulation test also responsible.
And then you do the SIR. Okay, so that's 3 different steps then to really qualify your cleaning process, and it's something that, quite frankly, hasn't been done up to now by many of these cleaning systems. You tend to put them in and
actually this is the first system which can tell you when to exchange the active carbon bombs separately from the time of the lifetime of the ion exchanger.
Yes,
which can lead to savings on the material, and which can also guarantee that your product is every time perfect. Because if you don't measure the active carbon, you don't know.
You don't know. Yeah, absolutely. Well, it's great to see that you're bringing in these qualification systems that are going to help to make the cleaning better.
Be careful, this is not a qualification system. This is too high pronouncing. This is the pre-qualification test and fast method for obtaining the results which can be used for qualification, because qualification is a terminus technicus prescribed in the standards, and it is very hard to change. Maybe in the future it will include the glass substrates, but nobody knows.
Okay, so maybe a verification system, to verify the process, But it's good that you have a system to be able to do that, and be able to back up and give people real data that they can then, track and rely on.
We believe it helps very much for the manufacturers. They change the products very quickly.
Yes.
And they always say we don't have time for making the qualification according to standards. So if they don't have that time, they will find the time for very fast finding the proper parameters of the boards without tearing components, damaging samples of the active components, which are expensive and which are not at the market in the required amount. Right. At the very moment.
So just to qualify, just to clarify, that these systems are built into the HyperSwash now.
Yes, this is the first machine where we built in. We intend to build it within next year to the HyperClean machine, which is even bigger machine than this one. Not yet for the smaller models.
Okay. Excellent. Well, it's a really a comprehensive verification system. So if you need to find out any more, then I'm sure Vladimir here will be glad to explain it to you. But for the meantime, Vladimir, thank you for telling us about it today.
Thank you for visit. It was interesting to talk with you.
Thank you.